Picture a trader on their very first futures account. $50 is enough to open a micro S&P position, so they open a few. The first red day, they double down to win it back. By the weekend, the account is gone. It was not the market that did it, it was a handful of rookie mistakes almost every beginner makes. If you're just getting started with futures trading, there are only two things you need to get right. First, avoid the rookie mistakes that cost beginners the most money. Second, choose a broker that fits your needs. The right broker can save you money, give you better tools, and make learning much easier. We'll start with the mistakes because they're what blow up trading accounts. Then we'll help you choose the right broker. But first, let's cover one of the basics of futures trading: what a futures contract actually is. A futures contract is an agreement to buy or sell an asset at a predetermined price on a future date. That asset could be the S&P 500, gold, oil, or many others. Imagine a farmer locking in the price of their wheat before it's even harvested. That's the basic idea behind a futures contract. One of the biggest differences between futures and stocks is how you pay for them. When you buy a stock, you usually pay its full price. With the futures, you don't. Instead, you only need to put up a small amount of money to open a position. This is called the margin. For example, a micro E-mini S&P 500 contract is worth roughly $37,000, but you don't need $37,000 to trade it. With some brokers, around $50 in margin is enough to open that position. The difference is made possible by leverage. Leverage lets you control a much larger position than the cash you put up. That's powerful because a small amount of money can give you exposure to a much bigger investment. But it also means that every market move is magnified. Small price changes can lead to much larger gains or much larger losses. To understand futures trading, you also need to understand contract sizes. Many of the most popular futures markets come in two versions, standard and micro. A micro contract is simply 1/10 the size of the standard contract. For example, a standard E-mini S&P 500 contract controls roughly $370,000 of the market, while a micro controls about $37,000. You can trade micros on many of the same markets, including the S&P 500, NASDAQ 100, Dow Jones, Russell 2000, gold, and oil. You get exposure to the same markets, but with much less money at risk. So if you're just starting out, our recommendation is simple: start with micros. Now that you know the basics, let's talk about what usually goes wrong when beginners start trading futures. As a beginner, the best thing you can do is learn from other people's mistakes instead of losing your own money. In the next few minutes, we'll walk you through the 6 most common rookie mistakes in futures trading. Pay close attention because it's much cheaper to learn from someone else's mistake than pay for your own. Many futures brokers advertise incredibly low day trading margins. For example, you might only need $50 to open one micro E-mini S&P 500 contract. Sounds great until you misunderstand what the number actually means. That $50 isn't the amount you're risking, it's simply the minimum deposit your broker requires to open the position. Let's say you have a $2,000 account. At $50 per contract, you could technically open 40 micro E-mini contracts, but say you open 10. Those 10 contracts control roughly $370,000 worth of the S&P 500. A completely normal 20-point move against you would cost around $1,000. That's half your account gone in just a few minutes. Professional traders don't decide position size based on available margin. They decide it based on how much they're willing to lose if the trade is wrong. A common rule is to risk only 1 to 2% of your account on any single trade, based on the difference of the entry price and stop loss. Just because your broker lets you take a position doesn't mean you should. Many beginners think they can just close the trade manually if it starts going against them. The problem is, the market doesn't always give you time. After major events like a Fed announcement or an important economic report, the S&P 500 can move 30 to 50 points in seconds. If you're waiting to react, your loss may already be far larger than you planned. A stop loss defines your maximum risk before the trade even begins. That's why experienced traders place their stop loss the moment they enter the trade, not after the market starts moving. It takes just a few seconds to set up, but it can save you from your biggest losses. Every trade has a cost. If you make 20 round trips in a day on one micro E-mini S&P 500 contract, you will typically pay around $10 to $20 in commissions, plus $25 to $50 in spread. That's $35 to $70 gone before you've even made a profit. Instead of trading more, trade better. Set yourself a daily trade limit and don't feel like you have to trade every market move. Unlike stocks, futures contracts don't last forever. Most micro E-mini futures expire every quarter on the third Friday of March, June, September, and December. If you don't pay attention to the expiry date, you may have to close or roll your position unexpectedly. A simple fix is to mark the expiry dates on your calendar and roll your position before the contract expires. Many beginners think micro futures are safe because they're called micro. The contract may be small, the leverage isn't. A 5% move in the S&P 500 can still mean a loss of around $1,900 on a single micro E-mini S&P 500 contract. Trade micro futures with the same discipline you'd use for a full-size contract. The market is not your ex. You don't need to get even. After a losing trade, many beginners double down or jump straight into another trade to win the money back. That's usually when small losses become big ones. Set yourself a hard daily loss limit around 2 to 3% of your account. If you hit it, stop trading and come back tomorrow. So, let's quickly recap the 6 habits that will help you avoid the biggest rookie mistakes in futures trading. First, size your position based on risk, not on how much margin your broker offers. Second, place your stop loss when you enter the trade, not when you need it. Third, only take trades that match your strategy. Fourth, roll your futures position before the contract expires. Fifth, treat micro contracts with the same discipline as a standard contract. And sixth, stop trading when you hit your daily loss limit. Master these 6 habits and you'll already be avoiding some of the most expensive mistakes new futures traders make. Avoiding these mistakes is half the battle. The other half is choosing a broker that fits your trading style. So, stick with us and we'll help you find the right futures broker for your needs. Here are the top 5 brokers for beginner futures traders in the US. You can't really go wrong with any of them. They're all excellent choices. Number 1, Plus500 Futures, our top pick. It has a clean, beginner-friendly platform, a demo account, low fees, and a low minimum deposit of around $75. It's regulated by the CFTC and is a member of the NFA. Number 2, Webull, a highly rated platform with no minimum deposit, low fees, and an intuitive app that's easy for beginners to use. It's also regulated by the CFTC and a member of the NFA. Number 3, Optimus Futures. A great choice if you're looking for low trading costs and very competitive day trading margins, although it requires a higher minimum deposit. Number 4, NinjaTrader. A favorite among active futures traders, offering excellent margins, competitive fees, and strong research and educational tools. And number 5, interactive brokers. It offers access to a huge range of global markets and very low fees, although its higher margin requirements make it a better fit once your account has already grown. Now, let's show you how we came up with these rankings. Every broker here is scored with our beginner futures score, built for new futures traders. First, we only consider brokers regulated by top-tier authorities like the CFTC and NFA. Safety always comes first. Then we compare what matters for a beginner: demo accounts, trading fees, day trading and overnight margins, the platform and non-trading fees like minimum deposits and withdrawals. And we don't just read broker websites. We track more than 130 brokers, score them on over 1,200 data points, and open live accounts with our own money to test them. That is how we ranked them. So how should you get started? First, practice on a demo account until you're consistently following your trading plan. Then start small. Trade one micro contract in one market. There's no need to trade multiple markets at once. Before every trade, decide how much you're willing to lose and place your stop loss accordingly. And finally, set yourself a hard daily loss limit so one bad session doesn't turn into a much bigger one. Opening a futures account is free and you can do it anytime. There's no rush and no reason to skip the practice. If you want to go further, the description has an account opening link for all of our top brokers. So, for a US beginner, our pick is Plus500 Futures, with Webull and Optimus close behind. What's the biggest rookie mistake you've made as a trader? Share it in the comments, it might help someone else avoid it. If you want more straightforward videos on brokers, trading platforms, fees, and investing, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.